In this video, we are going to understand how to add Stripe customers to Google Sheets spreadsheet. So let's say that every time a new customer is added on Stripe, which is a payment gateway, so your objective is to add the details of that customers to your spreadsheet, which should be added as a new row. How can that happen? For this, you will have to integrate the two applications, and the same thing can be done using Pabbly Connect software. So here, your trigger application will be Stripe and your action application will be Google Sheets. Now, how can you do this yourself? Integrate and automate this entire process. To understand that, let me take you to my screen. To begin with the process, we are first going to type the URL pabbly.com/connect. Here we have reached the landing page. Now, since I'm an existing user, I'm going to click on sign in. If you are a new user, you can sign up. It is not going to take more than 2 minutes. Now here we have reached all applications page. These are the various products of Pabbly. And since we are doing this integration using Pabbly Connect, I'm going to click on access now. And as we do that, here we have reached a dashboard. On the right hand side, there's a tab create workflow. Let's click on this and a dialog box has appeared which is asking us to name this workflow. Now here my objective is that every time a new Stripe customer is created, then automatically the details of that customer should be added to my Google Sheet. So I'm going to name it as add Stripe customers to Google Sheets spreadsheets. Let's click on create. And as we do that, here we have reached another window which has got two modules, trigger and action. Now triggers and actions are basically those two principles or concepts on which this entire automation works. Trigger is when this happens, action says do this. Basically action here is the response of your trigger application. Now, as per this integration, my trigger application will be Stripe, which is a payment gateway. Let's click on this. Now comes the trigger event. This is the event that is going to make this workflow run, and here it would be new customer. Now on the right hand side, you can see it is written that this trigger will instantly capture new incoming data and the workflow execution will start in real time, which basically means that there is no polling time for this trigger application. Now here you have received a webhook URL which is going to act as a bridge for connecting Stripe with Pabbly Connect. I'm going to copy this URL here and then we have to follow the following help desk. Let me show you what exactly you have to do. So this is my Stripe account. Here we have to go to developers. Now let's go to webhooks. Within webhooks here on the right hand side, you can see a tab add endpoint. Let's click on this. Now as we do that, here we have to add the endpoint URL. So this is the URL that we had just received. I'm going to copy this once again and paste this over here. Now if you wish to add any description to this webhook endpoint, you can write it here. I'm going to leave this blank. Next is the version. Always select the latest API version and then we have to select the event. For this, I'm going to click on this, go to customer, and here we have customer created. So click on add events and add endpoint. Now as you do that, here you can see your endpoint has been added. Going back to Pabbly Connect, here it is written that do a test submission so that the data can be recorded here in the webhook response, which basically means that now we have to try creating a Stripe customer so that we can check if Stripe and Pabbly Connect are properly integrated. So I'm going to take you back to Stripe. Let's go to customers. Let's click on add customer and here I'm going to fill in the details. Let's say the name here is dummy and new 123. So this is the name. Then the account email, it is dummy new 123 at pabblytudes.com. Then we have the description, it's a new customer. Then comes the billing details. So here I'm going to choose India. You can choose your own country. Now this is a random address, then the mobile number, shipping details, same as billing details. Now the time zone, so it is Asia, Kolkata for me. And then we have the language, so the language will be English, UK. And then we have the currency, so I'm going to choose INR here. And that's it. Now I'm going to click on add customer. So you can fill in all the details that you wish to. Now you can see here dummy new 123. So this particular customer has been created. Once done, going back to Pabbly Connect, you can see that we have received the API response. So customer created, then this is the request ID. As I take you down, this here is the mobile number. Then we have the complete name. Then here we have the address. Then again here we have the name of the person. This here is the email address, the customer ID. This is the description, which is new customer. So once I have received this information, what is my objective? I want to add the customer details to my Google Sheet. So here my action application will be Google Sheet. Let's click on this. And the action event here would be to add new row. Let's click on connect. Here Pabbly Connect is asking to connect itself with the Google Sheets account. Let's click on add new connection, sign in with Google. As I do that, here we have to choose an account. So once done, here Pabbly Connect Sheet wants to access my Google account. So I'm going to go down, click on allow. And as I do that, here we can see that the authorization has been successful. This basically means that Google Sheets and Pabbly Connect are now connected. Now we have to fill in this information. So first of all, we have to select the spreadsheet. So the spreadsheet that I have created here is this. The name of the spreadsheet is Stripe Customers. There is only one sheet, which is sheet 1. Here we have the following fields: name, email address and contact number. So going back to Pabbly Connect, here I'm going to look for Stripe Customers. So here you can see that since there was only one sheet, the system has already captured the sheet. Now we have to add the name. How do I do that? As I click on this, you can see the previous step. And as I take you down, this here is the name of the person. Now the method with which I have added the information here is known as mapping. And mapping is important so that every time the workflow runs, it can take the new data into consideration. Because if I had written the same name manually, so even when my workflow was running for the nth time, it would have not taken the new data and it would have been stuck with this name only. To avoid that, we map the information. Next is the email address. So again, I'm going to go to step 1 and this here is the email address. Then we need the contact number. So I'm going to go down and this here is the contact number. Now let's say if you wish to add address, currency details, etc. to your Google Sheet, you could simply create those column fields here and then the same thing would be reflected here and you can map the information. Now I'm going to click on save and send test request. And as I do that, here you can see I've received the response. So now I'm going to take you back to Google Sheet and yes, you can see that this particular information has been added. So this means that our integration is a success, but we also need to check the same in real time. So I'm going to take you back to Stripe, add another customer. Let's say this time the name here is new name 123. Then we have the account email, which is new name at pabblytudes.com. Then we have the description, new customer. So here I have to choose the country. So this is India. Then we have the address entered. Shipping details, same as billing details. Time zone, India, Kolkata. Then the language is English, UK. And then we have the currency, which is INR. Okay, I'm going to click on add customer. Let's click on save. So you can see the customer has been created here. Now I'm going to take you back to my Google Sheet and you can see that the details have been added to my Google Sheet. So this means that our integration is a complete success. Now I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect to understand what we have done. So this is an extremely simple two-step integration process where our trigger application is Stripe, the event is new customer, then our action application is Google Sheet, the event is add new row. I hope this is helpful. If in case you have any doubt, you can refer to the workflow. The same workflow on which we have just worked on is given in the description box. You can clone the same and start to process immediately. Apart from this, if you have any specific integration to work on, you can always write to us.
Not only this, but you can integrate multiple applications using Pabbly Connect software. To ask any of your query, you have to write at forum.pabbly.com. You can also visit our website, which is www.pabbly.com/connect. To get all the details about the latest updates, the integrations and applications, you can visit our Facebook group. If in case you have found this video helpful, then do not forget to share this with your friends and colleagues so that they can also get into automation and make their life easy. I'm going to see you very soon with different integrations and automations. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Take care of yourself.